I know everybody has a need to feel justified in America, and the truth is that I wouldn't exist here if it weren't for somebody who had given up their time and have fought to give me the things that I need in order to do what I'm doing. Mainly my father and my mother. And I'm not a very good representative of a person with good work ethic. I am demon possessed. That's the reason why I'm wearing this shirt. The reason why I say demon possessed is that the whole world is demon possessed. It's you have no idea how much control Satan has over the world, and we're just like a well marbleized choice steak. Sin is running throughout everything that we do, and this desire to justify what we are, as Americans and whatnot and stuff, ignores the fact that we've got lots of serious problems, and it has to do with that this is the way it's always been before we ever were in America. It is the basic nature of us to seek justification, and that justification is really just a pretty picture, a pretty face we can put on our winnings, our trophies, and what we think that we have done that's been just, and we lack the perspective to really understand what we really did. And there are some things we can call successes, some things we can call perceived success that we don't have a good enough perspective on. And the only one that would ever know what we're actually doing and able to assess the value of it is the Lord. And the Lord has given more stuff up, and tries to see past all the imperfection that we are, if we can see that we are imperfect, and that we don't have anything that we can really claim as ours, because none of this is ours. It is all created by God, and all we've been doing is we've just been putting our name on it. And so we owe more to God than we owe to ourselves. And since we were created in God's spiritual image, the way we treat God is the way we need to treat each other, and we need to serve each other, just as was in the very first church, a perfect commune, a commune that works. It worked for a while and then it failed. Communism fails for one reason usually, and that is selfishness. And if we're doing it better, if we're doing the world better, and we're not a commune, then we're saying selfishness is where it's at. We are representing the idea of what Satan is extreme selfishness. So we can't claim ownership of anything that we have, and that all we have is can be an idol before God, especially if we don't realize it is from God. And eventually, all of the things we have, and all the things we have, all the talents we have, if we've lost sight of God, we will lose sight of what it is that gives us the capacity to be concerned about each other and to survive, because we will work back against people's margins to the point to where if we were like all pencils, we would be worn down to stubs and be practically incapable of doing any serious work. So there's all sorts of things that are just fooling us right now. Is that we can maintain the life of a middle class when we don't have a middle class. That all of our currency is of greater value than the rest of the world whenever our currency is fiat and backed by debt, and then we got 78 trillion in debt. If the rich and the corporations leave America and do not pay taxes, if the government has nothing to sell, no arms to sell to other countries, because that's how they've been able to get off of the debt, get the debt turned back, is by creating useful tools for other countries, fighting fights and things of that nature. If we lack any of that, then it's going to come down to collecting taxes on people, either a little by little over a long period of time, or in great sums in a short amount of time. We need to be able to pay that back, and because the gold that backs our dollar is non-existent. It's an IOU. It's that we're basically paying off the people that have bought into American bonds, in hopes that it will pay off. It'll pay back. And if people default on their loans and people refuse to pay taxes, those bonds will amount to almost nothing in value, and nobody will buy any more bonds, and we won't be able to float any more debt, and our currency won't hold the value that is needed in order for us to pay for the items that we desire. And we'll go through a necessary depression, a necessary experience of extreme rationing. It may end up looking a little bit like something out of Mad Max, where we're rationing gas and fuel and stuff like that, or America gets taken over. The people that can't pay off pay the taxes gets deported to Canada and other places. And the only people that live here are the people that can actually afford to live here. I'm so tired. I'm going to quit.